I returned to Morocco with a different perspective. Not that of a tourist searching for spectacular images, but that of someone who wants to understand a country in transformation. As I leave Casablanca's airport, I am struck by the organization of the landscape. The roads are wide and smooth. The infrastructure is clear and structured. The signs point toward a defined direction. I then realize that Morocco has not only changed, it has become structured. In many countries, development is a succession of projects. Here, it feels like a strategy. This film is not a blind tribute. It is an exploration, an attempt to understand how an African country chose vision, stability, and the long term to build its future. Casablanca, a city that never truly sleeps. Here, Morocco works. Tramways cross working class neighborhoods and modern districts. Ports connect the country to global trade. Industrial zones concentrate productive effort. Casablanca is a useful city. It does not seek to seduce. It seeks to produce. I walk through its avenues. I look at its glass towers, its popular markets, its contrasting neighborhoods. I understand that Casablanca is the mirror of contemporary Morocco. It is the face of a productive Morocco focused on value creation yet also aware of its own social realities. The contrast between modern districts and more popular neighborhoods reminds us that development remains an ongoing project, a consciously embraced one. A country that moves forward without hiding its challenges, but that invests, reforms, and innovates to reduce gaps, improve living conditions, and expand access to opportunities. Here, progress is not measured only in infrastructure, but in the collective will to build a more inclusive future. Casablanca tells an essential truth. Development is not linear. It is complex, contradictory, alive, but it moves forward. At the heart of Casablanca, one district embodies a new ambition, Casablanca Finance City. Here, Morocco changes scale. International banks, multinational corporations, consulting firms, and African and foreign investors are settling here. This is no coincidence. Casablanca Finance City is a strategic project. Morocco no longer wants to be only an emerging country. It wants to become a center of decision-making. I then understand that Morocco is not merely seeking to attract investment. It is seeking to organize Africa from within Africa. In this district, Morocco asserts a powerful idea. African economic leadership can emerge on the continent itself. This is a symbolic rupture. For a long time, decisions concerning Africa were made elsewhere. Today, Casablanca wants to be one of the places where the future of the continent is shaped. Facing the Atlantic Ocean, the Hassan II Mosque rises, monumental, majestic, timeless. Built partly over the sea, it is not only a place of prayer, it is a statement. I walk across its esplanade. The ocean wind strikes the walls. Stone speaks to water. The mosque is a unique complex, a prayer hall, an ablution hall, a hammam, a madrasa, a library, a museum, a media library, and an academy of traditional arts. It was born from a strong political and cultural vision under the reign of King Hassan II. 7 years of construction, thousands of artisans mobilized, ancestral techniques combined with modern engineering. The minaret rises over 200 meters high. A laser indicates the direction of Mecca. The mobile roof opens to connect the building with the air. But beyond technical prowess, the mosque conveys a profound idea. In Morocco, modernity does not replace tradition, it extends it. I then understand that Morocco is not only building roads and buildings, it is building a vision of the world. Behind these transformations lies a vision carried for more than 20 years by King Mohammed VI. I call it the M6 Code, a development logic built on several pillars. First, economic diversification. Morocco refused to depend on a single sector. Automotive industry, aeronautics, phosphates, agriculture, tourism, services, renewable energy. The Noor Ouarzazate solar complex symbolizes this ambition, anticipating the energy future, reducing dependence on fossil fuels, and becoming an African pioneer of the energy transition. Then, infrastructure. Roads, highways, ports, energy, digital networks. Morocco understood that development begins with connection. Then, the new development model. an attempt to correct the limits of the past. Education, health, social protection, youth inclusion, women's empowerment. But this vision is lucid. It acknowledges the challenges, social inequalities, pressure on water resources, youth unemployment, still fragile human development. Morocco is moving forward, but it knows it must transform growth into shared progress. In Chefchaouen, everything changes, noise disappears, the rhythm slows down. Blue fills the gaze. Here, tourism is different. It is not massive. It is human. The blue alleys attract the entire world. But it is the encounters that leave the deepest mark. Family guest houses, local artisans, quiet cafes, simple glances. Chefchaouen embodies another model of tourism development, less spectacular but more sustainable. I understand that Morocco does not rely only on the number of visitors. It relies on the quality of the experience. Chefchaouen shows that development can be gentle, respectful, human. In Fez, I do not visit a city, I enter a civilization. Founded in the 9th century, Fez is one of the oldest imperial cities in Morocco. The Medina of Fez El Bali, listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is a living labyrinth. Narrow alleys, lively souks, ancient fountains, majestic madrasas. I discovered the Al-Qarawiyyin Mosque, considered the oldest university in the world. I understand that Fez was once a global center of knowledge. In the Chouara tanneries, leather is worked as it was centuries ago. In workshops, artisans perpetuate ancestral gestures. In Fez, the artisan is not a memory of the past. He is an actor of the present. Tourism here is a tourism of transmission. Each visit supports an artisan. Each restored riad saves a heritage. Fez shows that culture is not a luxury. It is an economic, spiritual, and identity resource. This journey taught me one essential thing. Morocco does not seek to be perfect. It seeks to be coherent. Between tradition and modernity, between economic growth and social challenges, between African ambition and cultural identity, Morocco moves forward with a vision, with successes, with limits, but with a clear direction. In a world where many countries seek quick solutions, Morocco has chosen the long term. This film is not a conclusion. It is an invitation to rethink African development, not as a race, but as a patient construction. Morocco did not choose the easy way. It chose vision, and perhaps that is its greatest strength.